If your entire journey depends on motivation, you stop every time the feeling disappears. Consistency isn't built on emotion, it's built on intention. Goals and dreams do not care about your emotion. It doesn't matter if you feel like it or not. Welcome back to CreelTalk. I'm glad you're here for another conversation that meets you right where real life happens. Last time together, we talked about building momentum in a new season, taking those first step, creating small wins, and clearing the path so you can move forward with purpose. But momentum is only the beginning because sooner or later, every one of us hits that moment when the excitement wears off, the energy dips, and the motivation, well, it just doesn't show up the way it used to. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. This episode is all about how to stay consistent when motivation fades. How to keep showing up even when the feelings aren't there. How to build habits that carry you through the slow days and how to anchor yourself in something deeper than temporary inspiration. Because as you know it, consistency is where transformation actually happens. It's where goals turn into growth and intention turns into impact. So settle in, get comfortable, get yourself a notebook, or just relax. And while you're here, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you stay connected as we keep growing this community together. Let's be honest. Motivation feels amazing when it's there. It's electric, it's energetic. It means everything feels possible. But motivation is also unpredictable. It comes in waves and it rises, sometimes it falls. And if your entire journey depends on motivation, you stop every time the feeling disappears. Consistency isn't built on emotion, it's built on intention. My husband used to tell me this: our goals and dreams do not care about your emotion. If your goal is to be consistent, to lose weight, it doesn't matter if you feel like it or not. You have to be consistently going to the gym or you're just not getting that goal. So consistency isn't built on emotion, it's built on intention. And that's where so many of us struggle. We think something is wrong with us when we don't feel like it anymore, but nothing is wrong. You're human. And humans aren't wired to stay excited every single day. It's completely normal. If you find yourself in that season right now where you probably remember, gosh, when I started this thing, when I launched this new program, when I launched this new endeavor, when I started this LLC, when I started this business, I was so motivated and excited. But now, several weeks into it, it's almost like the feeling you once had at the beginning is slowly fading. Guess what? You're only human. No one is motivated every single day, but those who win have mastered the ability to stay consistent. And that's what we're discussing today. Let's talk about what actually keeps you moving when the spark begins to fade. The first thing I want to address is how to reconnect with your why. A lot of people talk about a why, and if this is a brand new concept to you, your why is the deeper reason behind what you're doing. It is the thing that matters even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, or even when no one is watching. So take a moment and ask yourself these three questions. Why did I start in this? Who am I becoming through this? What will it cost if I quit? Your why doesn't have to be poetic, it just has to be truth. It has to be something you truly believe in. When you reconnect with that deeper purpose, you stop relying on feelings and start relying on conviction. Secondly, set better goals, lower your bars, and raise the consistency. One of the biggest killers of consistency is unrealistic expectation. We think consistency means doing everything perfectly every day with full energy, but real consistency is built on small, repeatable actions, especially the days you don't feel like it. If you can do an hour, do 10 minutes. If you can't do 10 minutes, do two. If you absolutely cannot do two, do one small action that keeps the habit alive. Consistency isn't about intensity, it's about identity. Every small action says, I'm still in this. Thirdly, expect resistance. Don't fear it. I always say this to myself whenever I have a new idea, like in the most recent month, we've launched so many great, fabulous ideas. And the very first thing I had to admit to myself is that resistance is going to happen. It always does. In every great story, think of any hero you have in your life. They have a story of how they overcame resistance at one point. And it's no different for you and your dreams and goals. Expect resistance to happen and expect to do it afraid. Not every single step you're going to take towards that goal is going to be done with full confidence. The several things you're going to do that you are literally clenching every part of your body to drag yourself through it. But gosh, you're proud of yourself when you pull yourself through it. Might not feel like it in the moment, but it always happened. On the other side of it, you're proud that you pull yourself through it and did it afraid anyway. When motivation fades, resistance always shows up. You hear thoughts in your head similar to these. This is too hard. I'll do it tomorrow. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm not seeing results, so why do I keep pushing? Resistance is not a sign to stop, it is a sign you're growing. Every meaningful change comes with friction. And the moment you expect resistance instead of being surprised by it, you take its power. You stop seeing resistance as a wall and start seeing it as a doorway. Consistency grows in community. Build accountability that feels supportive, not shameful. One of the power to growth is that we have mastered the ability to surround ourselves with people who think outside of the box, not afraid to chase after their dreams and goals. The people that, when they talk to small minds, those people say things like, you're crazy to believe like that. Those are the people we associate with because you know what? We are crazy to think like that too. And we love to associate with those people because the world is a better place today because of people who've always thought outside of the box. You don't need someone to judge you. You need someone who reminds you of who you are when you forget it. That might be a friend, a partner, a coach, a group, even a journal you check in with, a calendar where you track your progression. Accountability isn't about pressure, it's about true partnership. It's about having someone or something that keeps you connected to your commitment when you're feeling drifts. Celebrate the days you show up without motivation. This is a big one for me. I had to learn this. A lot of time we're too focused on celebrating the big wins, but there's several on your journey to success. There's several times when celebrating the small wins motivates you to continue to move to the next step. So don't miss those. Celebrate the days you show up without motivation when you don't feel like it. These are the days that actually matter most. Anyone can show up when they're excited, but showing up when you're tired, discouraged, or uninspired, that's where transformation happens. Those days build grit, they build character, and they also build your identity. And those days are the ones you look back and say, that's when everything changed for me. So celebrate them, honor them. The proof that you're becoming someone stronger than your excuses. So take a deep breath. Think about the version of you who started this journey. Think about the version of you who almost quit. Think about the version of you who kept going anyway, despite it being hard. You're not failing because your motivation faded. You're growing because you're learning to move without it. Consistency isn't glamorous, it is not flashy, but it's powerful. And it's shaping you into someone who doesn't just start things, but someone who finishes them. If today's episode encourages you, I want to know. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It helps this community grow and keeps you connected as we walk through these different seasons together. I would love to hear from you in a comment. What's one area you're choosing consistency over motivation this week? And make sure you're here for next episode. We'll be discussing when life gets loud, finding clarity in the noise. We're going to talk about how to stay centered, grounded, and focused when everything around you feels chaotic. You won't want to miss it.